late. We're getting her done though. We are coming into the yacht basin. We had to get a little fuel and mainly so we can hang here for a little bit. Kontiki is anchored out behind us. I will give you a little walk around tour in a minute, but I wanted to go ahead and get it online so y'all know we're doing it. And we'll get docked here in just a second. We'll sit on the back of the boat or inside wherever and drink a cold beer here. Did you get kayak back? How did you put that on there?
No.
I don't. If you're talking about the one we lost earlier, my line broke. Yes, but I don't know how you could possibly know that unless he was following us.
Maybe. I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't think I mentioned it.
Now this was like, well, unless you did one on the way here. I don't know. How did you know that? Or are you talking about another kayak? Mike mentioned it. Okay.
Mike, you mentioned it.
I mentioned it.
That's how they knew.
Must be another kayak. I don't know. I'm gonna go do same side. I'm just gonna let the wind move us over. So guys, watch this. We're gonna do a little dockage.
Yeah.
Turn you over.
Hard to see it at that isinglass.
It is. So we're coming in. We were on the other side and the guy said if we were gonna sit here we had to move. I don't know why we couldn't hang here for a minute or two, but whatever.
Rules.
Hold that, just point it towards. I got it turned that way.
Yeah.
I got it. They're gonna catch us.
They're gonna catch us.
Hey, now this is live. Hopefully I don't crash it.
You better not. Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and watch.
Yeah.
Where people can see.
Yeah. There's the dinghy dock.
Gentlemen here to catch our lines. Oh, this is a piece of cake, man. Easy peasy. Nice and easy. Coming in hot. Hold it. There you go. What are you looking for? The dark line?
Yeah.
There you go, sir.
Oh, I thought you guys just wanted to talk to me.
We did.
I let someone else out.
Yeah, we were. We were two-timed.
That is a big cleat. Good grief. There's your phone.
Thank you. That's the way you do it, people.
Probably not going to go anywhere, but that's fine.
Hey, just go it back to the. Just take it back to the.
Yeah, I could-
No, yeah, there you go. I'm gonna sit here with it. I ain't going.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I mean, we'll go in a minute, but watch. All right. All right, let me flip it back around, guys.
Good, you're on the fire. All right, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Whew. Man, what a day. Bringing you these live at 5. Let me get a cold beer because it's time. Stay. Good girl. All right. Let's get in here where it's a little quieter. Shouldn't have any problem. Morning, Mar. Let me turn you around, people. All right.
You guys had a beer on board.
I got it. It's in the cooler. Grab it. Gotta crack that top. Hang on, guys. This thing. Whew. It's been one of them days. Computer over here so I can see some questions.
Oh boy. If I'd known it was going to be this much work,
You just
I'd have done it sooner.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. We say that, partner. We made it. Another day.
We certainly did, didn't we?
Yeah, we made it. All right, so just we'll throw some stuff out there, and then I'll answer some questions. And really, what we did is brought the boat over here instead of trying to cross the pass. It's about, I'd say, half a mile in the Bass Raider.
It is choppy.
It's choppy. Didn't want to do that, so
Yeah. We would have made it, but we would have
Yeah.
been wet, miserable.
yeah, we could have been here a little earlier, but we wanted to do it safe. Plus, I only have my beer aboard, so we could chat a little
Yeah,
bit.
right.
So this morning started out good, and we had a blast yesterday with the couple that hosted us. Is that sound good, people? Give me a sound check. Sound check.
Yeah, buddy.
Those things are off the
Jesus.
chain. Let me get y'all up here.
Not for you.
They
You're
will do
spoiling
lots
your
of
dog.
stuff for that, man.
Yeah.
Live, here we go. All right.
Where are we?
I think we're live. Very good question. Very good point. If you came down, we are at the Fort Myers
Yacht base.
Yacht Basin, which is basically the Fort Myers Marina. And what is that?
I feel like I have an audience.
Here we go. Here we go. We're at the Fort Myers Yacht Basin. We got some people coming, and
Really?
we wanted to, your buddy, I guess. So we're right at the end close to where the fuel dock is and where the dinghy dock is. So if anybody's coming, and I'll try to look at some of these questions. But anyways, we got underway was getting ready to get underway at Fort St. James City, and we had a problem with the battery. Something killed the battery overnight, and we're not sure exactly what it is. It's something we'll figure out. We'll work out. That's a minor problem, but mainly it got us delayed getting underway. But our friends were there, and we worked it out as we always do, always will. And then we made it away. But it's been a windy day coming up to Caloosahatchee. We had a beam wind. It was a challenge.
I think it's cool that we actually turned left. We were going south, we turned left. Now we're going east-ish.
We're heading up, if you look on the map, heading up now to Caloosahatchee River toward Lake Okeechobee. That's the direction.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to make it there. We're going to stop at LaBelle.
We're going to stop at LaBelle is what the plan is, as long as everything goes well. That's where we're going to do the haul out and deal with the engine issue, which shouldn't be too terrible.
And that won't happen until we find a motor.
Yes, which, I hate when y'all are crooked. There we go.
You're all
we're
crooked. All of you.
We're
you're all
crooked.
crooked. Yeah, we're crooked. Right.
It's her favorite spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually got some good information from one of the guys where we were. The place where I bought the motors that are in good times, which I highly recommend it. Apparently the guy that was building those engines for him, they split off, and just so happens, this good Lord working in our favor, the guy where we were staying last night on his dock, he told us about the guy that was building this guy's engines. They split, and he gave me the information to the guy who actually built the engines that are in this boat. And I'm so happy about that, because I didn't want to refer him, tell him, Marty, the engines are all good. And then we get there and come to find out the guy may have gotten on drugs or something, and his business is going downhill fast.
Yeah, not the guy that builds the motors, but
Yeah.
the owner of
The owner of the
company.
business, yeah. So, anyways, we'll work on that on Monday. We'll figure all that out. We'll have time once we get up. And after today, so tomorrow, we're going to be pretty much into the skinny water again, narrow rivers,
Yeah.
and out of a lot of this stress. And then actually, we're going to be there for a period of time. So that's
I was going
good.
to say, what's the plan? I guess we find a nice place to stop for a few weeks. I'll get to do some fishing. I'll be able to catch up on my videos. I've got some work to do. I need Kontiki needs a little TLC. You know, the Shakedown turned into 130 miles, 160 miles, whatever it is. That's the Shakedown for the 6,000 mile journey.
Yes.
And I learned that I need to get them the gauges working properly, and there's a few things that, you know, the generator needs a little work, so that could have led to my dead batteries this morning.
Yep.
Justin, is that
So here's to kind of make that clear to
yes, I
y'all.
can hear you.
When like I've had good times down to the Keys or whatever, those were basically
Right.
like the first trip. It took me a while to get good times all settled out, because you got all kind of little issues you got to figure out, especially when you put new motors in.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, especially when you put new motors in, and you hadn't had a chance to really work all the bugs out. So basically, with Kontiki, we're working the bugs out, and we're pretty close there. Unfortunately, the thing with the engines just sucks. I don't know. Other than the way I tell Marty is, at least he knows now we're going to have a one brand new engine on the starboard side. And as y'all have seen, one port engine brought us all the way to here, and that's what the good thing is about twin engines. I wouldn't even think about doing this without twin engines. So anyways, got my Good Times shirt on. Shameless plug. Good Times. Available on the website, michaeljsteen.com. Somebody did a super chat. Who's that? Let's see. Thank you. Let's see there. Let me get to a couple of these super chats. Joshua, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Ryan Young, good luck from Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you very much, Ryan. You know, when we're over on the Tennessee River, buddy, come see us whenever we're coming down that way. I know that's 2022, but make sure you reach out to us. Let's see.
That was Justin Lammers from Kayak DIY,
Okay.
and he's coming. He's walking here. He's about to come up and say hello. Where is my beer?
Where did my
Problems.
things go?
I have problems. And I don't know where my beer is. Oh my goodness.
The comments moved.
The comments moved. I see them.
I know, but they moved off of here.
Oh boy. Well, what can we say? The loop so far, to me, what does it mean to me? You know, like, it's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of mile after mile. If you're in a trawler or if you're in a big cruising boat like this, your speed is going to probably be less than 10 miles an hour. So you see a bridge in the distance, and it takes a long time to get there. But despite the fact that you're going slow, you still have to be very attentive. You know, your head's on a swivel all the time, looking for crab pots or other boats. There's some really big boats, and you have to kind of determine how you're going to take their wakes so that stuff doesn't fall over. It's part of the whole game, figuring out where you're going to be, whether you get a transient slip at a marina or if you just anchor up. Either way, it takes a little bit of looking forward as you're driving, and it's when you finally get to where you're going, you find that you've been standing and you've been tense pretty much the whole time. At least me. Maybe perhaps after a while it'll get easier, but I think that can lull you into a false sense of security. So you have to be attentive. You got to pay attention. You have to be on point. So that mental stress is interesting when you're underway. You really have to be, you know, paying attention. And you find like a mental stress is interesting. It's exhausting, the same as a physical stress. I've done the physical part where you can shut your brain off and just listen to radios or podcasts or whatever and be up and down ladders all day, and at the end of the day you're tired because you used your muscles. But using your brain as the captain of a vessel. Wait, it's like, what is going to break? I don't know. I think we may be losing signal. If you guys can let us know. It just said it just said we're live.
Yeah, we're live. See the red one on the left?
Okay. I'm sorry if we falled out. You know,
we can't control Verizon. Actually, it's been pretty good though. It has been pretty good.
Sure.
Jared King said, "Natty Light, couldn't you have at least budgeted Bush Light? Are you kidding me?
Bush Light. Oh my God.
Natural light, baby. Get her done."
Bush Light gives me a headache.
He was just kidding. He was.
Is that my friend? Yeah.
Bring him on in.
Yeah, I will.
We got another fellow YouTuber here coming up here in just a second.
Hey.
There we go.
Come on.
All right, guys, I'm looking at the questions here. Greetings all from where y'all from. Appreciate y'all putting in there. It's a good time to hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Lets it know the live is out there. If y'all don't mind, that always helps out. Let's see. Someone was mentioning about the crossing Okeechobee in January. That it's no joke, and believe me, I get it. And we wouldn't have crossed it unless it's one of them calm days. Because you're right, that lake gets as big, that gets as rough as anywhere. Heck, this 1 mile wide river here is rough as crap. It's probably 1 footers out there now. So yeah, we won't do that. Dismal Swamp, yes. Whenever we went up there, when we going through there, yes. I've told Marty about that. I've been through it before, but yeah, that's pretty. We actually, last time I was in there in Dismal Swamp, we bottomed out on a shoal right in the middle of the swamp. I don't know where that thing came from. Let's see.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no problem.
Safe. Come on in. You can sit there. I will find a place over here.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Yep.
Have I got? Yeah. This is good.
A couple people talking smack. I'll go ahead and just delete you right out and block you. Something about not checking out the boat ahead of time.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Somebody who's never been on a boat.
Well, but it's also about waiting for the perfect moment, which sometimes never comes if you're looking for perfect. If you're looking for perfection, you wait and you wait and you never jump off. And
You won't do it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
This guy just said something today, man. It was what was that comment? Damn, I might have looked that one up. But it was about if you sit around and wait, you will never do it.
Never.
Oh,
Get it
absolutely.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Any of us that know that.
Yeah. So we're doing it. Ready or not, here we come.
You wanna
Come,
introduce-
have a seat, man.
You want to introduce him? And
Sure. This is Justin. Kayak DIY is your channel, is it not?
Yeah, Kayak DIY is the channel, and well, Marty Zoffinger actually here was one of the people that inspired me to go into YouTube, and it changed my life.
Yep.
I started out in Iowa, South Dakota area, and I ended up just making some videos where I was rigging up kayaks. I was watching this guy. He was using like a Cuban hand reel, catching sheep's head. He was catching little fiddler crabs off the dock. And I was like, this guy's living the life. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And I went to school for nursing and became a YouTuber.
Right. How about that? Yeah, but your channel's great. Everybody check them out. Kayak DIY. We've met at trade shows and off and on here and there.
Yeah.
Our lives kind of intermingle a little bit. So it's neat to catch up with you because this is your hometown, is it not?
Yep. So I live right in Cape Coral, and he actually was passing right by my house.
Yep. We almost stopped at his house and
Yeah.
actually tied up, but it's
we would have had to
It's a
backtrack a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
life. It's a slippery slope, and you kind of go along, and you can't fight the current too much. You got to say,
just
all right,
go with the flow.
I got to be over here. I see super chats out there, man. You guys are awesome.
Let me mention.
There's been so many people supporting us on this journey, I don't, you know, that trumps the naysayers every single time.
Yeah. This just yesterday, and
I'll
the
take,
people.
I'll take criticism, man.
Yeah.
if it's constructive. I mean, and I deserve it. I deserve a smack in the mouth every once in a while. We all do.
Yeah.
But you take that, you know, how's the best way to do it? You say something nice, you criticize, and then you say something nice again. That's what a good boss does.
Yes.
You don't just, you know, you chastise people in a big forum. I mean, maybe I deserve it, but
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care, man. If I can, you know, and that's one of the hardest parts is when you screw up. The natural tendency is to hide under a rock somewhere. And in this particular situation, when I screw up, and it'll happen again, I guarantee it, I have to grab the camera and say, look at me, I screwed up. You know, despite...
That's what we like about your channel. Like,
they're gritty, it's real, it's...
I'm a YouTuber, and, you know, I find that sometimes I even can sometimes almost force a persona, like a image, and I'm like, Marty is so naturally genuine, and it comes out in every one of his videos, and that's what I love. And me, like, my wife's even telling me sometimes, she's like, you need to say more negative things. If you don't like something about the kayak, you need to say something more.
Right,
I'm like, I know, okay, sorry. You know, Marty is a cool guy, and I love that you guys are supporting him, and that you guys are, you know, doing those super chats and stuff like that. Because I want to see him continue on this journey, because he's doing something that is like the next step in my dream, but I'm quite a ways off from ever doing that. But at some point I want to get a boat and travel.
Yeah.
So
yeah, even if it's to some place that's 250 miles away and back. You know, you don't have to do 6,000 miles.
Yeah,
but that's what happens. That's how it starts. It's small steps. You go. I started after I bought the boat. I was like, my first goal was to spend one night on the hook. That's it, one night. And it took a lot to lead up to that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I did it, I was so proud of myself. But since then, obviously, we're doing one night on the hook every night, pretty much.
yeah.
So, you know, I've come a long way since then, and I've grown used to the sounds of a boat, and I've really fell in love with it. And that started with kayaks. It started, and that's the easiest way. That's like the beginning way to get out there and spend time on the water. If you love fishing, if you love the beautiful skies in the morning and the things you see. We were in Cayo Costa, off of Cayo Costa in Pelican Bay, and a squall line came through, and I came out to check to make sure everything was cool, and I noticed that in the water there were the little dots of light everywhere, and there was this phosphorescent life everywhere, and I've seen that once before, a little bit more intensely, but you saw it too. Like the rain is hitting the water, and it's lighting up.
So
cool.
Interesting that you mentioned that, because in our area where we live right now, so we're kind of parked out by Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and where I live in my canal system, I didn't know it when I bought the house, but we have that bioluminescence. It's where the water gets disturbed if you're paddling, and it glows. And at night,
it's
I was
hard to describe.
Way hard to describe. But at night one time I was paddling on an inflatable paddle board, and I was trying to go fish some people's dock lights, you know, and I was hoping to get some good snook. And all of a sudden I saw something really large following my paddle board. It was a big, long, glowing something. It got closer, and it was indeed a shark.
Oh, wow.
And being an Iowa boy, I still watched too much Jaws, and that fear hadn't gotten out of me. And I never paddled so hard in my life.
I remember going up creeks by me, Archie Creek over by Riverview in Florida. And early in the morning, sometimes, as you're paddling, you'd see that bioluminescence, and you'll come across mullet or something. You scare them, and they take off right in front of your kayak, and it's a ghostly image of light.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks so much like a ghost, and I wanted so badly to share that, and could never get it on camera.
It's really hard to film.
And you know what's special about that is that becomes yours. It's only yours. You can't share it. It's very personal and very wonderful. And there's a lot of moments like this on this trip that have been like that within the first week or so. I try to share it as best as I can with you guys, but You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff. I
Yep.
mean,
Let
but
me
that's-
call out a super chat just real quick.
Sure. Let me.
Andrew bought us a cold beer. Appreciate that. Some Natty Light.
Yeah,
Bought us
yeah.
some Natty Light.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, buddy. Let's see. He's loving the journey we're creating. Thank you so much. See you guys in Savannah. Nice, Hilton Head. Definitely,
yeah.
we'll see you up there. We'll catch some redfish. Great. We definitely look forward to people showing us their area, putting us on some fish.
There was the first company that ever sponsored me. One of the other, what do you call them? Ambassadors for the company. She lives in Isle of Palms. You guys know that on the, is that Carolina?
Yeah, Carolinas.
She would post pictures, and she's demure. She's a little smaller than me, and I'm small. And she'd post pictures of herself holding these redfish, hugging them because she could barely lift them. 45-inch redfish.
Oh my.
Again and again, it was a consistent, amazingly giant redfish pictures, and it blew me away, man.
I'm jealous of that because
Yeah.
I haven't seen them that big by us lately.
Darcy. I shouldn't say her name. I'm sorry, Dar. She came down once for her work, and I drove and I met her, and she said she'd never caught a sheep's head before. She wanted to do that, so I showed her at the hotel where she was working. We walked out on the docks, and I found some crabs. We put them on her rod that she had with her, and we dropped it down and caught a sheep's head right away, and she was hooked. And then she goes back home, and she catches sheep's head that make me so jealous. And I'm like, I can't. This girl's amazing, you know. But true that she is amazing. But you know that the place where she lives also is an amazing place, and I can't wait to go through those
Will
places.
be cool. Florida Real Dreamers, appreciate you, buddy, for the super chat. Thanks a lot. Do you have a YouTube channel? Say something below if you do, and we'll mention it. Good deal.
Yep. Yeah, I've gotten so much encouragement from people from all over the place. My friends at Powerpole, there's been a couple of people there that told me they were jealous, and these are people that I look up to tremendously. Very successful folks that make me feel like I'm doing the right thing. You know, if they're jealous of me, then I must be doing something right because.
Let me mention one from a little comment here. You guys are accomplishing something a lot of people wish they can do. Enjoy the small stresses. You both are very handy, and things breaking is part of the fun. Mike, get Marty another drink. Will do.
Yeah, that's a great comment because the stresses really get to you sometimes, and you ask yourself, "What are you doing?" I ask myself the same thing that those naysayers say. It's okay for me to chastise myself, but it's a little different when you're pointing fingers. But you know, I ultimately I think I'm doing the right thing. It's this is my time to try. A lot of people out there want to try, and they hesitate because
Here's a super chat that goes along with that. Even these unfortunate setbacks are making great memories and showing the best in people in these harsh times and making this trip. That is so true, because I'll tell you from my trips, the ones that went perfect, be honest with you, are not memorable as the ones that, that's right.
Yeah.
When you, we'll remember each one of these things that happened and how we overcome them, but more importantly, how everybody helped us overcome it.
Sure.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
We had
again the support it just blows me away.
When we put up that live this morning, people came down. They recognized the lot.
Yes, yeah. The people in the neighborhood, they were like, "Wait a second, that's Jerry's house. I'm gonna go down there." And two different couples showed up.
Gave a little bit to the front.
And
it don't take a lot from anybody. A little bit though does help, and it'll help him get.
Yeah.
And we're going regardless. We're going.
Even just words sometimes, I've gotten that in comments and in person when I meet people, and they have been inspired by what I did. I feel like sometimes people put you on a pedestal that you don't really deserve, but I guess ultimately, what is inspiration? What is, going out and being a leader instead of just watching? It's scary, and from my perspective, I look at folks like that are in the military and go out and protect us every day with their lives. Fire department, police, you know, they're the unsung heroes. You know, a lot of times I feel like I don't deserve, you know, the praise that I get from people, but it is what it is. It's my job, and I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to risk and lose and learn from failures.
It's a different kind of scary though what you're doing. You know, making that jump, when you made that jump too to go into like full-time YouTube, and then the jumps to do a lot of things.
I quit my job to live on a boat. It's
different kinds of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not be the person going to war, which we definitely find inspiring.
Absolutely.
But we all look for different inspirations, and for me, it was inspiring to see what he was doing, because I was looking at other people I look up to, and I was like, they're spending their whole life at a job, and a lot of them look like they don't even love it, you know. And
oh, yeah.
and
I've been there.
he found what he, you know, loved, and he grabbed onto it, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and you know, when I saw that opportunity to, I'm like, I could make money doing what, you know, sharing this thing that I love on this social media platform. I saw the window and I jumped through it because I knew I would regret it if I had never done it. So I've never looked back, obviously. And then I saw an opportunity, many thanks to Mike, to start a business, and I did that. It was amazing. I'm glad I did that. No regrets. But then an even bigger window opened up. And what do? Do I sell my business? Do I do it? Do I do it? Absolutely, of course, because no regrets. That's how you got to live. Am I ready? No, of course not. You know, is the boat gonna go kaplooey? Maybe. But oh my gosh, I gotta keep going.
Hank Hill, 300 beer money from Indianapolis, Indiana. Marty inspired me into buying a kayak to fish out. Thanks, bud.
If your name is Hank Hill, for real, I will. I'll honor your donation by maybe getting some propane and propane products, which I use a lot. I have got a buddy heater, but I won't go in the tool shed and whack off in the tool shed. I won't do none of that. Oh my gosh.
Eric, YouTuber, how's it going? He's thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Hank Hill. All jokes aside, I don't mean to make fun.
Renee Calabaca, more money for the beer fund, man. We're gonna need that after days like this.
You know what I do at the business, when I hardly ever drove. I would get from the boat that was docked to my business, and then at the end I would not drive for like months at a time. And the Bud Lights were flowing, man. I was like, man, this is my opportunity. I could, it's noon, who cares? I'm gonna crack a beer. I have been very, very good. This is like a detoxing for me, because there is no room.
We don't drink until
There's no room
5.
for that nonsense.
No, and this goes right along with that. Thank you, Renee. Said to the beer cache, I guess the motor job will need a lot of beer besides.
Yes. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we find a place to hole up and the boats are tied up nice and tight, and there's a lot of work to do, sure, I'll have a beer. I would gladly share beers with people when they come here and hang out, but in all seriousness, no, when you're driving, there's water. This is like detox for me.
Yeah, and some of those channel markers can get tricky in certain areas where you think you're supposed to go one way, and all of a sudden you end up off path, and you can end up hitting big oyster bars, you name it. So
and things may come undone, as they have already, and you need to be sharp.
Let me. Jason asked me a couple times, and I'll respond to him. He says you have so many people supporting you, just don't know how much of an impact your lives are affected. And Mike, is your boat okay? Having any issues? So far, she's doing good. Really none.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What I did have an issue. My pulpit that I built, I still hadn't done the video on yet. Maybe it's good that I didn't do the video. But I think Marty and I have been anchoring. Like I would drop my anchor.
The pulpit where the windlass is on the very front of the
very
boat.
good. Where the anchor comes out, that thing's called the pulpit, and I built a new one, and I had it on there, and we've anchored several times in heavy winds, and then Marty tied his boat to mine, and long story short, it's loosened it. So whenever we get to wherever we're going, I'm gonna do some work on it. But what I've been doing to prevent any problems is putting on a snubber line, which is where you run a line through the anchor and let the line do the pulling from the two cleats that are up front.
Yeah.
So that's going to help. That is, but other than that, but you know, you always finding little things you got to work on. I'm still working. I got solar panels in the front of the boat here.
I'm still resisting the whole idea of port and starboard, man. Screw that. Can't it be left and right? I mean, come on.
He was on the phone with me, and I even dropped a few left and right comments, and he was saying port and starboard. We both understood, kind of. I mean, it's not as intuitive for me, though. Like, for some reason, I don't know why.
Well,
I like to use them because I think it helps other people who then hear it and then they'll be able to use it appropriately.
Yeah, there's a lot of nautical terms and stuff. Talking on the VHF is fun. Because the first time I seen Mike, when he took me aboard Good Times and we were traveling, he's so fluid on the radio, you know, talking to the bridges and stuff. It's very professional, concise, and since then I've been using words like affirmative and Roger that, and you know.
Well, and you said in one of your videos recently, you said there's no rope on the boat.
Yes, right. There's one rope and it hangs from the bell.
Yeah,
Ding, ding,
from the
ding.
bell, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's the only, that little 6 inches. That's the only rope on a boat.
Otherwise,
Everything's
it's a line.
A line or a road.
And
or
if
a
I didn't, I
sheet
called
or-
something rope, I think yesterday, when it's like a rope. I'm like, can't be saying that on camera.
Right. Yeah, I'll be a nautical term snob someday.
Sometimes it slips though. You'll.
I give people crap when they don't know how to tie a cleat hitch. You know, Todd, you're watching. You need to get that right. I give him trouble all the time. That guy's on the water more, doing more than I ever did. And
Captain Sterling
I would
said,
give,
did they say that out loud? I'm sure you're talking about your company.
oh yeah. Hell, you know what? We're real. We're, like I said, that's the channel. It's gritty. It's real. It's lowbrow. I've heard us referred to as like shanty boats, and I'm okay with that. That's the real thing, you know. If you have a lot of money, you can throw at things and accomplish stuff, and it's not the same.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, this is probably one of the most important
Nothing
things.
wrong with
that-
having money. I mean,
Yeah.
geez,
One of the most important things of what one of the things we're trying to do, I shouldn't say the most important thing, but we're encouraging you to learn and do your own stuff, because that engine going bad would have probably been a trip ending thing, but we'll handle it. And it's because we've done it already before, but the first time we did it, I didn't know how to do it. So, you know, get help, somebody helps us. So,
But if you ask for help, if you ask for help, typically nobody's going to come over and just do it for you.
Right.
You have to try.
Yes.
And when people see you acting a fool and failing miserably, they come out of the woodworks because at least you're trying. So
Roger,
it's gotten me through life, really.
Roger Stowe, thank you for the super chat, buddy. You didn't ask a question, but if you got one, put it in and I will answer it. Another one, Anthony is asking, ask your man if he's ever played basketball. He looks like a basketball player.
How tall are you, Justin?
I am like 6'2", and quite honestly, I was the worst at sports. I actually purposely didn't play sports because my parents had a little trailer house up at a lake, and I always wanted to go fishing on the weekends. So I didn't go and do any sports because all the games were on the weekends, and I wouldn't be able to go fishing. So yeah, I'm tall, but totally worthless when it comes to sports. Something though that they were kind of hinting at and talking about, it made me think of something. So I wanted to always get into doing what they're doing right now, is going on trips, and so by boat, and that's why my wife and I bought a fixer-upper house, a really cheap one on a canal. But what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to find my deficits and try to like learn skills. So I built a skiff and I learned how to fiberglass.
Yeah.
And now probably the next thing is I need to get better at mechanic work. And that's something that came intuitive for my brother. I swear he was just born and just knew how to do it, but for me, no.
He was born with a silver wrench in his hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Me, I need to learn. So
What's that?
Happy Hours said earlier, he said good job about, because we were live when we were docking, but he also said Your depth finder is BP.
I read that one.
Yep.
I read that one.
Why does it do that?
It's actually not the depth finder. It's
The sharp-
actually
it's
the
the VHF radio.
The VHF
yeah.
radio. I ain't figured out why it's doing it. It just does it randomly. There is no like
rhyme or
reason.
reason.
It doesn't say anything on the screen. But all you do,
Beep, beep,
yeah, you hit the
yeah.
been and it stops.
Uh-huh.
So
I've wanted to throw that thing in the water a couple times.
I don't hear it when I'm sleeping. I get in my back bunk and
Yeah,
I'm
I
sleeping.
hear everything.
Yeah.
Every little creak and every little groan, and the toadfish video I did a long time ago. I was living on the boat, and these toadfish make this noise that sounds almost like a bilge pump running. Just. Bleep.
Hank Hill said he has an off-road truck that runs on propane, so many people always call him Hank Hill.
Nice. Off-road truck runs on propane.
Propane,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
He needs a channel, man. If you ain't got a YouTube channel, that's what I love. The idea that you can find anything. Remember when YouTube first came out? Can I date myself and say I remember when YouTube first came out? I remember when Photoshop first came out and GoPros first came out. I mean, I'm old.
Hank Hill, when we get up there, make sure you send us an email so we can stop in and see you and come do a video.
Yeah.
Send an email for your area, like where you would be on the loop, to Mike at michaeljsteen.com. And that Michael J. Steen, somebody got confused as J-A-Y, not just J. So anybody when we're coming in your area, send us an email and I'll put you in that file folder so that we'll let you know when we're going to be there.
Here's an interesting fact about going on the loop is, for us at least, and I think for anybody who's putting themselves out there, you're going to find, like when I first bought a boat, I met Mike and it had nothing to do with my YouTube channel. It was just that we both lived at a marina and we both had boats, and he saw me and he saw me struggling and he helped, like it's the firefighter in him, I guess. And he helped me get my motors in Kontiki and get it running.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, he was always the first person when we're all sitting around and you see a boat coming in and they're struggling. He was the first person to get up and help. Thank you on behalf of everybody. So.
But then you flipped it around, he helped me with mine.
Sure.
Jason, again, thank you for another super chat. Because again, you guys are amazing. Hope to meet you in this journey. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Where I was going with that is that along this journey, I've met a bunch of people already, and you settle in a spot and you realize it's really awesome, and then you have to keep going. You got you got to keep the show on the road, and you got to get back to it and shake people's hand and say goodbye. And I think that's going to be a hard part, is because I'm going to meet a lot of cool people. Both of us are. And we're going to have to just say, well, smell you later. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to see you again, and it's sad because you see these folks and you're like, man, we could be fast friends.
Yeah.
If I lived here,
But I'll
we'd
tell
be
you,
hanging out all the time. I mean, Justin and I would be fishing. I mean, and then I got to say, dude, I got a journey to.
the people we met last night, they live in Michigan, also have a house up there, so they'll meet up with us when we get up there. So
There was
you'll
actually,
see them.
I think like at least 3 couples.
Yes, 3 couples that
Maybe
you'll
5
see on
couples
new
that we met
videos.
at that one spot.
That'll be cool. We'll do flashbacks to here and then up in up there.
Yeah, it's amazing things happen when you put yourself out on a limb sometimes.
Florida for fun fish. Florida for fun sunshine, or Florida for fun shine.
Get it
Oh,
right.
that's cool. Florida for fun shine.
Nice.
That is cool.
I
Thank
like
you,
that.
buddy. Appreciate that. And Jeff Vaughn, no question, but thank you so much. Let me see.
There's a lot of thumbs ups, man. I see them. I see the ticker going. All you people out there that hit a thumbs up, that's awesome, man. It's very encouraging. It's very inspiring. And we say it a lot, but it goes both ways. You guys get inspiration from us, and it comes right back.
Man, is there a front coming?
It looks like a mountain range, doesn't it?
Wow. Let me show you that.
No. I see the bottom of it.
Looks like a front coming all the way across there.
You see it?
Wow. I didn't see that on Stormage.
Yeah.
Maybe we've been paying more attention.
Yeah.
Quit drinking so many natty lights.
Thank you. You know what? Thank God we didn't take the bass raider over here.
Yeah. That was the last minute change.
We'd be sleeping in the ship store. On
That was originally what we were going to do, is right over in the Bass Raider.
Yep.
Let's see.
What else can you say, man?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to keep the show rolling.
Yeah.
Within a couple of days, we're going to find a place to stop and stay. I'm not sure where, but during that time, it may be a couple of weeks, I have got to find myself a motor. We may have to go get it. Mike's got some things to attend to. So there'll be breaks within the trip. Thank goodness. I can't wait. I can't wait for a break.
Yeah.
I always thought it weird that at marinas they have captain's quarters. It's just like a big room. They've got chairs, and it's very public and open. And I'm like, what? You know, like if you ever been in a hotel in the lobby, they got chairs sitting there. Like, who's really comfortable sitting at a hotel lobby chair? This guy. Because, you know, man, it's so nice to just take a break from being on the road. I think within a short period of time, I want to go right back to it, though. So, I don't know. The other day, having Steve and Mickey really take care of us is...
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It was well appreciated.
That was that lot that you pulled up to, and
Yes.
then they helped get you gas, I think. Or
The lot belonged to the friends of theirs, and they lived right down the street. They took us to their house, gave us keys to their car.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah, amazingly crazy nice.
I'll be looking forward for him to get that video out. That'll be good.
Correct. Yeah, and yeah, because I've got us pulling right up from outside in the open water all the way right up to their dock, them helping us tie up. Yeah, I mean, in the world, typically, you see somebody that doesn't know you and they don't give a crap about you and they want nothing to do with you. And yet we're in a very unique position where we show up and meet strangers who all of a sudden treat us like we're great friends. And it's indescribable. I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. We got a great job.
Yep. Oh yeah. Loving it. Loving it. So I guess we're about ready to wrap it up.
Yep.
We
Yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah,
still
we got to
gotta
get back across the bay and get them on their boat. The dogs are doing what I want to be doing right about now.
Yeah, passed out.
But because we get up like sun break, you know, as soon as it's sun
Sure.
up, as soon as it's coming up, we get
Before
up.
then, usually.
Yeah, actually before then, but and then you'd believe it, running up down these stairs all day long is it'll wear on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like running stairs. I mean, basically.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking forward to sitting in the hotel lobby somewhere in a chair, not doing nothing, just sitting there like, hey, you know, it's, cool stuff. Man.
All right, so call out that name again on your
Justin.
Justin.
So yeah, I'm Kayak DIY, and well, thank you for supporting these guys right here. And you know, if you're ever in the Cape Coral Fort Myers area, as a way to give back, you know, if I have a bunch of kayaks, if you're friends of these guys, I'll get you out on the water. I'll get you out on the water.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool,
because
man. Good for you for trying that.
I would not have a channel. I would not have the life I have either without people like these guys here that helped inspire me. So
We hope to get you over on the East Coast and bring the yaks over and let's pull them out and do some
Heck yeah.
overnighters.
that'd be awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
You guys, if you have dreams, do them,
Do that.
and just do it 1 mile at a time.
Yep. This has been a 20-year dream for me, and we live in it. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. Listen, we'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll do another live at 5, but we'll be probably on anchor in the narrow part of the river. So.
Yep.
All right.
I'm stealing another Natty Light
Yep.
because you don't have any bush lights. But I would take a Bud Light.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate y'all.
Good.
Hey, Pooch.
Good one.